War. War never changes. Since the dawn of humankind, when our ancestors first discovered the killing power of rock and bone, blood has been spilled.
Bitch, such your sensitive ass up. Get the fuck out of here. Ever since the first games in 1990 whatever when these games came out, Lieutenant Surge confirmed that war has happened in the Pokemon world.
Flashback.
Hey kid, what do you think you're doing here? You won't live long in combat, that's for sure. I tell you kid, electric Pokemon saved me during the war. They zap my enemies into paralysis, the same as I'll do to you. Surge, Red's canonically 10 years old, what the fuck?
End of Flashback.
So today, I'm gonna choose the 6 Pokemon species I will bring into war with me, because the first thing I think of when I see a Pokemon is how can I kill my fellow man extremely efficiently with that thing? And when the commies come, I'll be ready to eliminate them, because that is the American way. The first one I have is Gyarados. Like Legend Arceus, it shows Gyarados has the ability to fly. So it can be on land, water, and in the air. Not to mention things like a 22-foot dragon snake that can breathe fire, bring floods, destroy an entire city when it gets pissed off. And its Pokemon Gold Pokédex actually says during past wars, Gyarados would appear and leave blazing ruins in its wake. And that's experience, and God forbid you run into the Russian version.
Слава Україні!
Also, think like this. When I have to sleep and rest at a camp, Gyarados can lay down around it in a circle, protecting me and the camp from outside threats, because who's going to attack the sleeping Gyarados? So yeah, Gyarados is built for war and civilian casualties. The Geneva Convention doesn't mention giant magical water snakes, so it's no war crimes are committed. The perfect weapon. Hey, I did nothing wrong. She said she was 18. Wait, this is for the war crimes. You heard nothing. Next Pokemon I'll use as a compliment to Gyarados, Electrode. In the Pokemon manga, Lieutenant Surge has a bandolier of Voltorb and Electrodes he uses as hand grenades, basically, and explosives. So here's my idea. Since Gyarados can fly, I can strap the Electrodes on Gyarados' sides and bomb my enemies into oblivion. And the best part, Electrodes are reusable, so not only am I blowing infidels to Kingdom Come, I'm also being environmentally friendly. Because remember, when you're killing people indiscriminately, it's important that the environment is safe. By the way, that's not me being political at all. I just find the idea of bombing people saying it's good for the environment funny as hell. Yeah, what is wrong with me? Anyway, Electrodes can also be used to power whatever base I'm staying at. Team Rocket had a point. If you use Pokemon for your own deeds, you can get what you want. Objection! And Lance, don't you even start. You nuke things with your Dragonair. Besides, look at Electrode. You trying to tell me it's not having a good time? It'll be blasting Party in the USA while doing this. What does Hitler and Napoleon have in common? Both got fucked by the Russian winter. To be fair, Hitler was doomed no matter what, but Napoleon, he could have stayed in power for a bit longer if he didn't invade Russia. Anyway, my reasoning is that they couldn't beat Russia because they're not used to the Russian-like snowstorms and how cold it gets. So my next Pokemon I would use is Mammoth Swine. Mammoth Swine is shown to be able to walk through deep snow that can cover its face. Mammoth Swine's 8 feet 2 inches, so yeah, I should be good in most situations. It also has stick fat, so it has extra resistance to the cold. On top of that, it helps with the weakness to fire. On top of transportation and all that other shit, it can spit blizzards, cause earthquakes, control rocks to fling them at you. This thing's made for combat in cold climates. When I beat the true evil, Canada, I'll be fine. Since, as you know, all Canada is Eskimos and igloos. That and blackfish. So far, I only have Pokemon used for battle and transportation, but you also need to eat and drink in order to survive and fight in wars. So the next Pokemon I would have is Miltank. That kills 2 pigeons with 1 Geodude. Does that really work? I was trying to make a Pokemon pun off the 2 birds, 1 stone saying, but I don't know if that works as well. Anyway, Miltank can provide that sweet, sweet moon milk. That milk can be used for drinking, butter, cheese, and besides dairy products, use Miltank for some good old beef. Not only does it provide that sweet, sweet nourishment. It's also not completely useless in battle either. This cow is fast as fuck and uses electricity, ice, fire, and it's gonna make you wanna fuck it. The last ability is more important than the joke makes it seems. Think about it, you can't fight good when you're horny as fuck. So it takes a siren, it leads you in, and it strikes you, you get killed by a cow, aka your own mother. It's even more embarrassing because you have your cock out. And that's my reasoning for using Miltank. Alright, fine, I'll play the MNJ TV clip.
Sausage nipples.
Are you happy? Who am I kidding? I did that for myself. Okay, editor me here. I don't know what to do for this transition, so enjoy this random clip.
Gotta have more.
If I learned anything from life, and video games, mostly video games, is that you need your stealthy soldiers. You have your snakes from Metal Gear Solid, your Agent 47s from Hitman, and in Pokemon, we have our Sudoku. Huh, what an odd tree. Look, I know what you're thinking. This is the Pokemon you choose for your stealthy operations? Well, I have you know, Sudoku can stand so still that people think it's a random rock. Yeah, it pretends to be a tree and fails, but everyone still thinks it's a weird rock than any type of vegetation or an actual Pokemon. But like I said, it still fools people. And let's be honest here, we are stupider than the people in the Pokemon world. Since it hates water, it'll be deployed in desert areas. It can go in, crush the enemies with a crippling move like Head Smash and Stone Edge. It can get the kill and sneak out. And it's a lot like Snake. You know how Snake sneaks by with a box? Same situation here, except instead of a box, it masters the ability to stay incredibly still that becomes invisible to the naked eye. For my final team member, I need a smart Pokemon, a Pokemon to develop strategies, because, like it says in the Art of War, every battle was won before it is fought. To me, this means that without proper strategy or preparation, or if you're divided, you already lost the battle even before you encounter the enemy. So I need a smart Pokemon. The first thing I think of is Alakazam, but my problem is, it's too smart. It says that Alakazam is smarter than a supercomputer, and it only gets smarter over time. Why would something so smart listen to a dumb fuck like me? Anyway, I need a Pokemon that is smart, but also controllable to use to my advantage. Also, I fear that the things I have recently been saying about Alakazam won't end well for me. My next option was Metagross, and well, I don't trust it either. Metagross has 4 brains, and just like Alakazam, it is smarter than a supercomputer. According to its Ruby's Dex entry, it can go through difficult calculations faster than a supercomputer. So the 2 obvious options are gone. What now? Simple. Slowking. Hold on, hear me out here. The shelter on Slowking's head injects it with a toxin. That's where the Slowking gets its knowledge and extraordinary power from. But also, every time it yawns, it gets smarter. I know what you're thinking. Didn't I just outlaw Alakazam and Metagross for being too smart and that they get smarter? Yes, but Slowking is a hell of a lot less dangerous to me. Alakazam could take me out any second. Metagross will just pin me down to the ground and eat me. But Slowking can't do shit to me. As the name implies, it's slow as cat piss, so I can get away if it tries anything. And have a failsafe of Electrodes to go use against it. I can shock it away or just straight up bomb it because no matter how smart it is, it isn't immune to being shocked to death or Hiroshimaed. And that's it. These are the 6 Pokemon I'd bring to war with me. What Pokemon would you bring into a war with you? Let me know in the comments, and maybe, just maybe, you might beat my Ultra team. Probably not, you'll get destroyed. Anyway, comment to you in the future, like, subscribe, and all that other bullshit, and I'll see y'all later. Peace, bitches!